What the heck is with OBS lately? I maybe need to check on the forum and see if there's any reports of random crashes. I'm not even doing anything with it. Just running. Yeah, it's like there were some fitness changes. Lineage server. He's planning the exploit fix. I don't think it's done yet, though. It's like it's like one of the most recent things I haven't seen it. So it had to be somewhere in, well, did I even do testing on this one? I thought that was something that was kind of a last minute thing for the Steam sale. Yeah, because that's Boundless World. I'm pretty sure I've done this since we had biome restriction. So I think the message itself, well, okay, maybe the messages just worked and I really do have tool slots. That's not good. Well, that's not good for me here because I need that information to actually do the remaining slots. I guess I could kind of hack that for development purpose. Still, and it's not initial connection, so I don't get the message at all. Actually, I'm not sure I was even using that message. Right, because it only told me how many extra I had. Nope, I have actually 0 slots. What the heck? All right, this is going to become a server fix stream. Am I getting a... Oh, wait, was I hitting the wrong key? That may have been even a drop should have switched, right? Oh yeah, that's a use. No, use. Yep. Yeah. It's gonna be some tiny little thing that just happened to allow that to go super negative. So, I mean, we can do some investigation here. I'm probably going to go switch over to a machine where I can actually run this. Well, even that's not set up as a, yeah, that's a Docker. It's not set up as a dev environment. Invest. Negating. Probably server.cpp. Num tool slots. Okay, I should be way less than min active. Min active players for tool slots. Default value should be 15. We already have a valid fitness score. So something goes wrong. And it has reasonable defaults. Base tool slots per player 5. Wait, where? Max tool slots per player 10. Select one of the first checks. So we like never call this function because it sure as heck should be below population. -1. So can that get set negative somewhere else? Well, there's the message. Set up tool slots. So it didn't consider that low population. Your fitness score is, where's the fitness score come in? Process logged in player. In connection fitness score. Is connection a player? Okay, so where does next connection come from? A fresh connection, get element, get curse level, Get player life stats. Get fitness score. If it failed, return 0. Although, is this synchronous? Use fitness server remote report. Outscore equals 0. So that's a request. Okay, what I don't get is that this looks like it's doing an asynchronous thing. Oh, you're storing a pointer in the response, aren't you? Oh, 99999 is still waiting for fitness score? Ooh. Well, okay, so these show up a lot. Is a possible score now? So that's what changed. So all new connections are initialized to negative 9999. We do some sort of asynchronous process. And nothing checks, or if it checks for complete, it doesn't. Now you're saying this says outscore equals 0, return 1. Fitness op request. All requests. So we're searching for all requests. We're looking for the same email. If result equals, okay, so this steps. Where do you like actually, well, there's a step op request. But we're relying on some core functionality there. Turn value, result. New web request. So how is it? So get fitness score. We'll step them in general, check for an outstanding request. Use fitness server and remote report should both. Yeah, remote report was one I didn't have configured, but use fitness server so she'll cut it. Because that says it is supposed to set it to 0 in there. Nope. Outscore equals 0, return 1. The connection gets initialized there. Emails not equal to null and fitness score should still be there. Fit result. Didn't fail. So how do we decide to proceed then? Fitness score greater than 0. Negative or positive with no limits. This is set up tool slot. This should be less than min active. And this should either be there, it should be there, or it should get the default value of 15. When do you decide to do this? No negative slots, yeah, 0. Wait. Yeah, to even send that announcement, it has to be failing the min active check. Oh, wait. By default, the server builds the current public release. And that did have an issue. It wouldn't be this bad because I would have a fitness server there. But it did have an issue where basically this didn't. But it doesn't seem like there's anything that waits for the fitness score response. Now, it might be like a pending requests thing, and fitness score does kind of put its own pending request thing. So maybe it like waits until things quiet down afterwards. Until slots is -1. Set them up. That's the only place that gets called. Player pending tutorial load. All right, so what I have to do is I have to rebuild. I have to remember how to build a server off of lives, so to speak, instead of the last published. And that will take. So in general, or we want to be in-game source, living life page. I can't look at the current one now. We know it's along the bottom. And there's a lot of stuff along the bottom, so it gets pretty cramped there. Well, for some of the stuff, I could try to have it stick up farther, but some things actually stick up pretty far. We can't, and in general, I don't want to keep pushing um, stuff that blocks your view off the bottom. We can Oh, you know what? Actually, the reason I didn't override a remote report was to 0. All right. You should be able to run now. What did we Because he probably didn't move the live server pointer. Gonna get really messy with STG. Maybe we actually need to do trim. What the heck is live server? Oh. Oh wait, was that X? Did he stop using that? All right. So for whatever reason, GitK is well, maybe the regular GUI, if I launch it, will work. Or I could try GitX and the other thing, but that's not on stream. Yep. Always got to compress the database. Oh, is live server not on master? Yes, one live server. You just see a tag. Add refs. Annotated tags. Verify signatures. List tags. Also list all tags. Ignore case, contains. Tagging. How do I see what a tag refers to? I generally use GUI tools for that. Get log tag. Fourth. Did he stop using that? Huh. Yeah, he used to have the live server that followed the activity. And that, I think, is what I used for my live version. Yeah, server checkout. Live server. Hmm. Hmm. All right then. I'm gonna need to set up stuff on the. I'm gonna need to set up a lot of things. Can the checkout be a hash? Uh. All right. So latest live version. 388. What? 388. Where might you be? Actually, this is probably just about. All right. We only have a data 287 there. Server is still an 8.6 plus some stuff. 4E. Thought that was a prefix of the commit. Seven CA. What? Oh, I probably haven't. Ugh. I probably should have done the specification as JSON Roar Master, so it would just always work. Man, usually goes so smooth. And yes, I don't know if it's because he dropped the branch. Or, well, I mean, dropping a live branch could explain why that particular mechanism stopped working. But it used to seem like that live server would actually follow the server. I guess he just stopped doing that practice. Maybe just he's using master as that now. I don't, things on master aren't necessarily deployed. All right, living life. We are currently drawing our tools panel down at the bottom of the screen. What did he call them? Global message? Tutorial pause. Okay, so this is in draw, so tutorial sheets are what is... Uh-oh. Heck. Okay. Also have some... Similarly messed up. So this is perhaps, well, I probably want this to be behind messages. In case there was something actually important there. Okay, hunger slip, toolbox. Yum slips. Because I do want something I know I can build that I can test this on. I need to do something special for master stuff. All right, can we actually play the game now? I don't even get an announcement. Where did I drop that at? Oh, there's the axe. Hey, oh. But now that it's fixed, well, I mean, this is a good thing to have because this is the worst possible case. And right now we're limited to 10 things. So this is actually serviceable for now and sort of in terms of setting up things that can handle these higher tool counts. And that will also give us every tool as far as how the graphics look. As we figure out how to handle that, I am going to have to get it back to normal mode here at some point. So we can check out the presentation of empty slots. Toolbox, hunger slips. This is like tutorial messages. In draw. Tutorial sheets. We want this to be behind tutorial sheet. Tab mess. All right, now we can start with this here just to see that we've got our positions-ish in the right place. They're not going to look good here. I need positions very much like tutorial hide offset. Okay, so that's X. I'm only going to use one side of the screen. Okay. This is going to be a very different setup. -9. And we don't need this split anymore. And then the Y offset, which I somehow managed not to copy, even though that's one of the main things I need. $430. Now our direction of movement is going to change. Let's draw. So when we pop it up, we're actually going to go minus. Okay, so yeah, that negative is because the graphic that gets used is like really wide. And then it is offset by more or less depending on the size of the message that's there. So if I get fancy, I can do that. Surprised that 60 is no. Okay, he probably had that like offset more off the screen, and this was below the toolbar line. That's 430. Let's see. This is. What was this? It's 720 by I forget what. Oh, 720 by. No, this is that one. Or maybe that is right. Maybe that is 12 because I've got a. No, it's 1080. Oh, 720. Well, yeah, I guess that's right. So we're seeing numbers like 330. 360 is the total. That's actually about right. These are 64 pixel things. The tutorial sheets might be a little bit bigger. That shouldn't be that far off, actually. And yet we need to go like 50% more. Of course, I am going to be, well, I need to see what tutorial sheet changes by is what I need to do. They do minus equal 100. About 90 will be about right. And then I'm going to have to change where I'm drawing all my graphics. All right, so actually, I think what I want to do is I want to go back to something more like the tutorial sheet, where we just have one thing with stuff on it. Because these graphics are not set up to have a like paper edge at the bottom. So it's just not going to look so good. Of course, I guess the tutorial sheets, I don't have a good way to trigger one. Well, tutorial doesn't work on the server. Might have a little bit of a hard edge themselves. Because I think it might be reusing this thing. So the bottom could still be flat. But it's consistent with the main aesthetic. So this brings us back to current and switching and maybe put aside the switching logic for now. Oh, okay. I will have to have tool storage somewhere else. So I'll probably need to get some sort of log message where I am registering showable tools to see what reasonable numbers for that are. Oh, hey, look, here we are. I've already made a typo here. Oh, known tool slips. Yeah, it's not a slip. Known tool slips, known tool slots. All right, so this is information from the server. Known tool slips. And this is step. Right. Step is not going to deal with these individually. This is just going to be if we are showing, which this says we are showing. Tool set index. If we have any known tools, because we normally won't get the information until then. And this is not going to be any kind of incremental processing here. Well, I already had this. This is going to be an overwrite. We have both of them. Yeah, one of these is going to be the current index, and one of them is not. Okay, so that's all of that. Wait. Oh. This. Wait, is that a thing? I was complaining about that. All right, need a short break. I'll be back in a few minutes. It's like 5 of the tech pods.
This is funny. I can see.
Wow,
Redzen, like.
So apparently he found a way to stall people here. Interesting. What did you do, Hendrik? And I have no soil.
I'm just looking at like the resin pile, and it's just like.
Why? Oh, I took off all my canisters when I was doing that. Can I still reach one? Not with all this organic in my backpack.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
Is everything gonna be invisible for me? Because that would stink.
Okay, I can't actually build into myself. What did you do, Hendrik?
I fucking up hit her. What the fuck?
Got her.
Nice.
They will not act smart. But, mind you, students are students, and not all students are smart students. So there are some students that are not 100% smart. So don't buy into that stereotype. If a student doesn't want to learn, they're not going to learn, no matter what ethnicity they are. Just giving you a heads up. Because I've got.
If I like aim the camera down at all of that, she's been coming into the room, hitting me, throwing things at me, and hitting me with a whole bunch of things, and bringing me so much food. Okay. Whew, good thing I won.
I'm ready. Speak to the crew about the research. Yeah. Alright.
Approximating remnant ship dynamics. Sam?
Building predictive model.
Yeah.
Between the remnant city Meridian and however the Scourge fits in, pardon my Martian, but it's all weird as shite.
Just the relevant data, Suvi. Do we have it or not?
Welcome back. All right, now we are looking back at a model. Oh, you're going to be a different loop. Target hide, which means we need to look at, yeah, toolbox tool. So that's draw, which can be done. Okay, so that's been redone for showable. And right now we can get an idea of what the actual number of tools are. Because not everything in here, it's only if they are here. I guess number of tools afterwards. Okay, so you're good, you're good. This isn't a loop on sheet. So we're getting a tool pause here. And draw the slip. So potentially all of these are going to draw all tools. But we're going to have to increment the pause as we go. I think I could make it an and. Oh, or maybe this was the current index. Oh, such indentation. And it's all brackets at the end, so it sort of works. All right, so then you are going to be T instead of I. Oh, oops. Another I in here. The sprites. Amazing this still worked. Maybe they can do block scoping on that. All right, now you're going to have to do some tool pause adjustment to not ending up. Well, I mean, this is going to be really per slot, isn't it? Hmm. And this is where so first of all, okay. MTool sheets. Looks like we were doing 64 offsets, which we're not going to be doing for this anymore. Okay, so right now we're going to have one sheet up when it needs to. We can sort of start showing things, but we don't have a representation for unknown slots yet. We don't have unknown slots. We can get a count on the current number of tools to see how that's looking. Oh, you need to be... tutorial. Okay. Tutorial pause offset. You're in draw. The thing that you draw is hint sheets. What's the engine support rotation? Because that would be one way to keep using the little slip tabs. Still don't know if I should use those. Well, yeah, because we rotated babies. It might be an argument to the draw commands. Wait, laying on ground. This isn't the bait. This is more of a rotate 90. In rot. I mean, lots of things for baby. Dropped. I mean, more of a draw thing. Draw live objects. Wiggle towards target. Writing something. Young baby lying flat. Okay, so draw object anim has a rotate parameter. Okay, there's the rotation of the sprite. There's a pause. So yeah, we would have to do a rotate. I don't need to rotate these. I need to rotate these. Hmm. Do I want to keep this as a slip thing? Because I was going to switch it over to be just the one big sheet. Or that was partly just because of the edge. If we could solve that, draw sprite doesn't have a rotate. This is a minor gems question. Well, yeah, because what is like object bank use then? Oh, there's just multiple versions of draw sprite, which it once again back to minor gems question. Graphics.h. Okay, we can do sprite zoom rotation, separate colors for each corner, specific corner positions. Would that let you draw like an outline of something? But I'm still not seeing the simple call that I was doing. Or that I've been doing. This is Object Bank. Object Bank only uses that full form. So we've got a bunch of stuff, corner pause. Hmm. Is this possibly a default parameters thing? Here's just a scale. Okay. So yes, zoom, rotation, and flip are all defaultable parameters. Will this be... I'm not sure what the center of rotation here is. Okay, now this is number of flips. This is 1.5. So this, you know what, this actually sort of undoes everything I've done so. I guess for large numbers of tools, this is a little bit obnoxious, but I was moving towards the one slip thing. Well, there's the positioning. For all the number changes. All tools showable thing. Yeah, it still moves. Maybe I should have tested that rotation first. Toolbox. Yeah, we're gonna be in a weird hybrid. Well, no, if we move to the top. So X is So it was 1280? So all the way over is 640? Probably not quite the edge. Don't need to deal with that. Oh, this means I can't get a good count. And you were like 430? And then when we go to bump this, it has to be like 100. And also check this. You're still we're not gonna need safe field anymore. Your draw. Tutorial. You're going. Well, okay, you're in draw. So we want this to be behind messages if they pop up. And then we want to test. Well, maybe I should do a smoke check on that. That is a fixed offset right now. We're eventually going to have to do some adjustments for number of tools. I also need this. If we draw off the edge of the screen, That'll be okay for now. Oh, no, actually, oh, it's just printing the, well, that does affect our ability to increment. Tools. All right, so we had our loom, we had our pies, we had. Okay, I've messed something up here. Actually, my direction of change. Right. Okay, so even that is not the right place to start the first tool. And what does our log tell us about the number of tools we're actually getting? $43 right now, so 100 seems reasonable. And this should almost be a dynamic, data dependent. All right. It's target. Well, it's gonna be the same. 620. I should just start trying things until I find a good spot. I think my Y offset was not great either. And this one might be able to stand to be a little bit closer. Although I guess we have the possibility of descenders from the tool graphics. Which reminds me, I actually want to look at whether things are properly hidden or properly not drawn when they aren't hidden, because we had a problem with the smoke from this showing up below our. Okay, so that is close. I also want to make you lower so I can see if you're being properly not drawn when hidden. That was 620, let's try 600. That could, well, maybe for edge of screen, we should give it a little bit of the extra buffer. Okay, those are being drawn when hidden, which they don't need to be. Ah, because I've got the or true in here from testing stuff. Presumably from testing stuff. Okay, so when they are fully hidden, they are fully hidden. Hmm. All right, things that need to be need to be urgently fixed. Well, position is, and I wasn't looking real close at what my show alignment was. And then I'm gonna have to redo spacing to handle these really large sets. When showing, yeah, this is fine. Hmm. I actually need to put some noise into which yum slip we use. An easy way to do that. It's a very regular pattern right now. Do I have is not exactly right anymore. It's just um yeah, now you see if this is negative, I can't use the toolbox tool. How about some prime number? Oh, I haven't tested rotation yet. Oh, those were originally set up to still be hidden partly at the bottom. We have to do the rotation test and then maybe tweak positions a little bit. I think that these are slightly off. It's maybe because of their held position. But yeah, that breaks up the gaps. Do we still have a pattern? Seems like we still have a pattern of 4, and then you've got one with spaces on the side. So I guess that's not sufficiently prime? Uh, Adding It's like I don't need like high quality random noise here. I need something better than that. Maybe I need to do another prime number? Uh, that might affect the balance of the low bits a bit. Okay, got gap, which unfortunately is unfortunate with this particular tool here. The others look pretty well centered. So we've got gap, we've got like 5 until we see that, 4, gap, 4, slightly different patterns. All right, now this was zoom and rotation. Oh, which in and of itself moved it up to the edge. I could perhaps move the tools up a little bit. I think that this one is still it's just a smaller slip in general. All right, so we've got our. I think I did something. We'll pause here. Maybe not. Okay. Pause.y, that's going to be a. I mean, not much. No, plus. Up towards the edge. Okay, that got rid of the ugly thing here. Nothing else is too terribly clipped, although they do look a little bit high. There might yet be worse things in the oven. But that's our baseline right now. Well, I mean, when I get spacing out working, we'll be able to see everything to some extent. Yep. That might be a compromise position. All right. Let's point that. When I update these, okay, we're in step. This is only doing Y movement. Well, you're just moving things towards target, and I think you actually are doing full 2 coordinate. Movement. There's another place where we do our coordinate adjustments. Draw again. Oh, I probably don't do. Let's just target. There we go. So right now this doesn't adjust position. Wires are going to stay the same. But that. So we need to figure how many things are we going to end up displaying. Now, technically, the recalculation part of this may only need to, well, there's 2 places our information can. That might get messed. So we need to rebalance everything. All right, so I'm still using this representation for empty slots, so we sort of need that. Or I just copy this to each of those loops. What I need to know is known tool slips plus remaining tool slots. I need a baseline for how many are visible on screen, which I think at a 64 separation is just, unused rate. Okay. Should be straight up math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We said that our screen was 1280. Okay. It's exactly 20. So the number of slots we want to show, well, we'll look at our width and say if our width is greater than, don't use it. Offset is going to be offset is greater than 64. I guess I don't really need to worry about the position of the ones that aren't showing. Oh, because they were at that position and then... Huh. So the camera sticks down a little bit. I think I'm going to worry about one exception. This might look better layered the other way. But your newest tools arguably will be going on top of the pile also. You just can't see a lot of this stuff, but I mean, it won't be as bad when it's not this all tools situation. Now, there is some complexity I want in this. In that I want empty tool slots if for some reason you have a lot. Not get equal rank for space. Oh. I don't want that, and I don't want them covering up your actual tool slots either. Which would be the advantage of... Of course, I finally starved. Advantage of layering the other way, empty tool slots automatically get layered. So that is really just a draw order thing. All right, so I want to come back to this later. I want to come down to here. So you... need to do that. And actually, I probably shouldn't worry too much about differential compression because I don't I don't think even the crazy slot people, the broken leaderboard had 20 slots. All right, so in a situation like this that looks silly, it will look less silly in more practical situations. And actually, I guess for a lot of tools, this ends up looking better because you can oftentimes see like tool heads versus tool handles. Maybe if I did some examination of the graphics, I could try to arrange to things more towards the edge. And it might actually be a little bit less than 1280 because we're a bit inset. I think it was like 20 on each side. Oh, and I guess the default position for these. Yeah, this is almost like a differential equation to figure out where, if it came to be, where would it be? Like the first 20 would be at 64. And I guess the rest would all be coming in at the right side. It might be okay. It could actually be a little bit over, though. Interestingly enough. Also, I think we can only worry about updating this for our active ones. Huh. That's kind of off again. A typo this? Maybe I forgot to hit save here. That feels like a way bigger difference than when I moved it on the left side. Oh, it might be a integer rounding issue. Because if you go over the edge, that's 43 pixels by the end. Yep. Well, is that the same as this? Now, I could probably do floating point math for the offset and then round it as I set each coordinate. That might be a little further. So that would make the offset like a float or a double. And probably like round it around here or something. I guess it would we'd get implicit rounding on that. Make sure this does the right kind of math. Okay, so now that we have that extra resolution, we're actually way over. It must have been running down a lot. Okay. Running down a lot. And then we kind of maintain that extra little term. No, it's not even maintain. But yeah, we get the cumulative effect of that extra precision at every step. Okay, that was finally an overshoot. Oh, you know what? You could probably get double pair. I might want to go ahead and round that for vice position. That's reasonably balanced between the two sides. Okay. So that's it for the maximum crazy case. Now to see if we can actually enable tool limits. And what was that file? That's games, that's client settings. Min active players for tool slot. Yep. But now this thing is still broken. Well, I can dummy up my client and not actually use information reported from this. Well, actually, that could that possibly be just that starter message that's up? I don't show anything. Well, yeah, I tried to use an X or whatever earlier. Wasn't able to. Actually, they holding it? They holding it behind the tree? Well, maybe I killed the server while it was being held. Yep. That is like super busto. And I'm not going to have the secret challenge to even talk to the production server. And this is the problem here is that I actually have a little bit of trouble following code here. Because it has this asynchronous aspect to it where he sets the score to negative bonkers. And then he just kind of assumes it will get filled in, and I don't know why it doesn't wait. Well, there's nothing to. The codeless git should handle the error. Well, if I could figure out the function, I could set my min tool slots, you know, to 99999, and then try to work out how the formula works. And that setting is that's client settings. No, that'd be a min though. Max tool slots per player. Would that be min tool slots per player? Like base tool slots per player? Okay, so base tool slots per player. We got min, we got max. It's going to start at min. You can have negative slots. So maybe, well, max probably gets used elsewhere. Does this... Right. The tool slots is for life. So maybe if I just set this to less than base, the negative score will... max tool slots per... It works! Doesn't exactly work how I want it to. I guess this is where we have to do some math, huh? Actually, this might be a nice one for Desmos. Uh, okay, so we've got a how many nines is that? So we're gonna have something with 5 nines. And that gets it. Set up tool slots. Okay, so fitness score. Maybe I don't need to graph this. Divided by 60, and this whole thing squared. Isn't that special? Fitness score less than 0 and P greater than 0. Restore negative loss. Oh, this is applying the negative on the outside, which is actually fine because this is what the code does. And then we're doing, yeah, I guess this isn't really a variable thing. Well, no, we're, So this ends up giving me a large, so it's 5 times what it works out to, max minus min. I was trying to work out what is the delta we input to get a certain result. And this whole thing, max minus min, 5 minus 0 is 0 minus 5 is negative 5. So there's that crazy number. Tool slots can't be a point, can it? And if we do it times 5, we get negative slots, which is no good. Oh, slot starts at min. So actually what we have to do is we have to set this whole thing. We have our delta, and then we have our min, which was 5. And 0 minus 5 is negative 5. I don't think we can do negative base slots. So what we actually want to do is whatever. This is like self-destroying. And really we want that to be 5 itself. One 3 8 8 8 6 1 1. Okay, and then we want not 6. It's gonna depend how it rounds it. All right, so workaround. This, oh. Oh, wait. You don't need scaling. Total 5. Okay, I can work with this. Also, this now says total. It didn't used to say total. I can use that to get an initial estimate of what we've got. I did end up destroying our axe. Okay. And that looks fine. So our next biggest problem, well, having that initial total slots is actually really cool. Yeah. Yeah. So this is going to be some sort of global message. Global message showing. Oh, that counts the global message, but it's not just a generic message. Oh. It is a generic message. And this is all of my processing. Okay. Uh, Oh, and then this was me printing my stuff there. So I need to go back to server now. You learned. Hmm. Hmm. Bonus tool. Slot total word. Okay. So the thing we have to work around for a total of blah. Oh. Um. Does this only if we got a total out of here? So this is probably going to be a very similar scanf thing. None of this will match if it's not this message. So I don't care about the fitness score. Does this have to, can this be anywhere in this string or does it have to be a perfect match? I don't care about the bonus. All right, so that's that final message. Hmm. If I check total again, I'm going to run this code twice. It might not matter. Well, on this is a startup message, so this is going to set remaining to that. If I pick it up on one, I could pick it up on both. Rather, well, just don't reuse variables. Remaining tool slots. Total tool slots. Known tool slots. Okay, but I'm an existing person. Client setting, that's live game client. Only happens on initial connect. So there's going to be a lot of babies. Oops, well, I can't do anything for a while. But I think this standout will hopefully, okay, that file is still open. And I can just kind of leave this file open. 0, 0. So it did not do that. So it looks like I have to have either the entire message or at least the start of the message. Now, there was a syntax for don't care, right? %*. And then whatever I'm matching. Well, would that be %*D? %*F. And at this point, new lines are pounds. Get %*D. %S space, %S comma. Does it handle that? Space, new line. Oh, no, not a new line, actually. I could probably do similar to what he does here. Perhaps I could have even use that more directly. Urgentic. Vitus. All right, and then I want to be yet another player, so I can get yet another announcement. I guess I could reset the server in between too. Then I have to run over to where I've got tools. Or I guess I could build a little snow fort. Standout. Code file. 00. Oh boy. So it's probably just not matching. I need a better way to test this. Spaces. Oh, so that actually, the star is the actual message. Bring to uppercase. Okay, so it's finding the pointer to the message. Oh no, message for server is that. That was the full message. This is message from server, and then operating all this stuff. What was like our early startup thing here? There's something that I used for testing when I was doing some of the map stuff. Init frame drawer. This might still have. I did have to do some loading stuff for. All right, so App log. Okay, that just has to be a parameter. Remaining total, we go through all this stuff. And this is going to set, we know it's going to be, we know what known is going to be. It's going to be 0, regardless. Interestingly, it was 0. And that was -1. Because it's the number, and then really what we care about is what we read. Uh-oh. Total is not declared in the scope. Didn't like something there. It's converting a string constant to car. Okay, so yeah, it should be const. Load file, tools, yep, -1. Okay, but now we can run our loop a little bit tighter here. I guess we could try to work through straight up syntax problems. Except I have to deal with a lot of spaces. I mean, there's still some value in just looking at this. I could see these strings being a problem. Actually, we know it's going to be slot. We just don't know if there's an S there or not. I think that space was this space. Wait. My other message must have had a period. -1. Well, in this case, we know it's slots, so we can see if this is the issue. Okay, so it's that issue. So now I need to know how scanf works. White space character, non-white space characters, any white space character. I'm gonna ignore any white space characters. Any okay. Discarded, and the function continues with the next character of format. Function fails. Exactly with characters. How? Not the first character. Number of characters, my location. How do I do optional fields? Or actually, how does strings work in general? String of characters, non-white space characters stopping at the first white space. So this might work, but I can't have the comma there. And maybe that could even read 0? Okay, so yes, the comma was the problem. Don't remember if I had a blank line there. Okay, apparently it was. Let's see if our first player's dead yet. I didn't see when he put in the total there. Only used to say you get X bonus 2 slots, so that doesn't do much good. Yep. We got the message. Bunch of dead people. Okay, and I have a 5. Woohoo. All right, so that's probably a checkpoint. I would like that to disappear when not holding any tool. Right, because I was using this. Level message showing. Right, I was looking at how Yum worked. I think Yum and Meh only work while you're holding a food. Yeah, so as soon as I put it down, that disappeared. What are you? You're a hide. Oh. You're a very, very, very specific thing that if our holding changes... If held Yum, and it's food. Okay. So this is actually the code we need to do here. So he's got 2 indexes. I don't think I'm going to do any swapping. There's just all those sheets. Maybe I should have 1 index for all of them, so I don't have to update them all. Okay, so this is the kind of code we need. So this is on hint change. This is probably the same kind of our object and hint object ID. So I actually... Just whenever there's a... No, there's something. There's something that checks if it's a tool, right? Next hint object ID. Toolset index. Yeah, so like every time we have a... Oh, this might change for other reasons than holding. In fact, I have... Oh, yeah. I've got a mod. Actually, it is, yeah. The action of which is to set hint index. Or next hint object ID. And I would like this to work with examine. So probably I have to do both that and holding change. There are no tools here. Oh. Oh, because I have no number of tools information. Or no, tool information period. Hiding it. Okay, yeah, so this is why I did it that way. I used to have the tool information at the bottom with the rest of the slips, and that fits, but it's just really crowded with stuff. Okay, so I did get my known tool information. Yeah, so we've got hunger slip, we've got yum slip, we've got the talk box, we've got the hints, which are actually variable. So in practice, I could get like maybe 10 boxes down here. This lets me have up to 20, and apparently some people can get the extra. Yeah. And if I actually learn something here, actually, I think steaks got fixed too. Yep. So that's a tool now. Now, unfortunately, it is like right under here, but this is the information you generally need to know at that time. So this is just one of those trade-offs I have to make. So that I was actually holding steaks, so it doesn't count me. Oh. This thing isn't a tool now. It's only the raw steaks. Yeah, so there we go. And then you get open slot boxes. And then there are some things, I think like hoe and needle. You get multiples, so this will all just kind of move over. So I'm still working on a few things. I might want to see if I can do this to like try and turn this more into a drawing than a straight up picture. Partly it was looking for existing art pieces that fit, and one of those was I think it was the yum slip. I was thinking of doing it as one of these, like the message boxes, than just the pictures. Then I would need something for remaining slots. I know there's like a gold ball that people pull out every once in a while. Might have been good. This also sort of gives the paper aesthetic of like, you've got a tool token you're picking up. So it has a little bit of that versus just this box that keeps getting. I mean, this has stuff drawn on it, but this isn't actually drawn stuff, so it fits nice. So yeah, I'm sort of thinking of it like, game tokens, as we kind of model what this is. I mean, the empty slots are slips, but eh. So yeah, partly it was just to kind of work with the other examples of code. All right, so what we want to do is, I guess if I just look for really, I should generally get it when picking up. I just have to hide that when putting down. We need object record, we need some hide. Okay, we've got an object here. That's all the yum stuff. Already got an object. Not going to update X here. We're really just going to, oops, missed it. So, we already got the hint index updating, so actually I don't even need to check this. I might just need to just say hide them. And then we'll have to see how that looks when picking up a tool. Okay, those are unknown tools. Okay, so that's actually overriding the hint index stuff. Interesting. I would actually expect that to be in a different order. So 16 to 15. You are... I would expect this to come after a tool change, but... Chicken nuggets or cheeseburger? I don't know. I'd probably do cheeseburger, but there was I never did a whole lot with it, but there was a book I did a while ago that was like the differences of different blood types and foods that may work or not work with them, and they kind of indicated a possible problem with chicken. So I haven't done a whole lot of that since. Not that I was ever a big cheeseburger fan either. But I guess I just have peculiar tastes, probably kind of as everyone does. Ah, yeah, I'd have to go find. Yeah, actually, I didn't get the whole book. I only got the one for my blood type. That was like the eating guide. So you'd have to look that up yourself. But yeah, I'm a B, so that doesn't apply to you. Is O dot holding ID get object. This is going to be equal to -1. Wait, is this tool? Yeah, tool set index of the tool. No, actually, what I wanted to do is if I just dropped something. So And maybe less than or equal to 0. And then let the hint take care of the other case. Okay. Okay, that's behaving a little bit more like yum. Wait, are you an unlearned tool? No, you're a learned tool. Oh, okay. Oh. Let's see. This character has not learned shovel. Oh. Okay, so I still got a problem. Hmm? This looks like the hint object. Yeah, so if it's a running pickup. Oh, I wonder. Current hint object ID. I wonder if there's like, or ends up being multiple events. So this changes. Is there anything that determines update for self? Okay, so this entire block is we're holding something different. Oh wait, this is holding. Urgist is holding yum. No, this is. Hmm. That would prevent duplicates from hitting us. But only if it changed. Okay, and then the running pickup. Yep. The known one. Okay. Yeah, some kind of multiple messages, like once when I pick it up and once when I get there. Now I don't know why that was showing up as holding 0, but oh. Right, because it was the oh, so the whole thing was that I was picking up the same tool again. My hit index isn't changing. So I might want to do a force hint refresh on this. Where else is this used? Where we're filtering. Target indicator. Well, I'm bootstrapping off of the existing hint feature. I would want to just do it the way is Yum, but I'd rather not like sort of have dependencies, direct dependencies between the patches. So I have this thing where I can go examine different objects, which is handy for doors and a few other things that you can't normally examine at all. And I would like it to work with that system without having to go back and change that code. And what the examine does is it sets your current int index. So I want to make the tool showing work off of that. Sometimes it doesn't basically doesn't refresh the hints. That's working on a change. Is it tool? Tool something. Toolbox. Draw. Tool set index. Bring to mark, put mark. Okay, so we're gonna call UC. Dummy. No, that is the wrong one. I want you to be C. Okay, cool. Oh, actually, yeah, I should cut off and get lunch myself sometime. So this is that. I might actually want to force a refresh either. If it's a holding change. Just, you know what? Refresh the hints, it's fine. I think it'll be fine. Okay, probably that bounce is why. Let's see if that's the case. I might need a custom variable for this. Yeah, so you see that's not bouncing anymore. So when ye forces a refresh, it causes a page change. So without duplicating all of that logic for showing stuff, So you're the draw code. Didn't have a B. You're somewhere in step. We're going through all of our sheets based on hint object. Do I? Well, if I made it a function, I have to make it a member function. Or if we touch the header file. But if I could just call this well, we were apparently getting an extra holding 0 somewhere. Uh, percent star for that. Yeah, and then did have no, set mark D. That's talking about what's going to set it to hide offset. And then that should be initialized. There was something else that was sort of like an init reset. Yeah. Put it on low hunger, but not no hunger. Alright, so I can pick up. Oh. And then I do a force hint refresh. But the hint is still here. Current hint object ID, next hint object ID. So current gets set to next when this is all done. LSG for filter. That's all that code dealing with hint stuff. Existing holding ID. Oh. No, it's similar though. Holding something new, hint about it. I'm thinking that I might want to, well, this gets back to the problem of I have the custom code that I want to trigger that just based on the hint object. Problem is when I force a refresh, it's using the hint object. Even though we're holding 0. Maybe the force actually the text. And then if the hint ID changes, is that the tool index? All right, so the issue was force a refresh, we're still hinting about the thing we just put down. If hint about dest object, or holding will change. Int for object inter. So that's something that will trigger that change. Examine since the hint object ID. Maybe I can just look at where I'm saying, now you see when I set it down, the hint won't change. Oh, and you see, I was going to look at my holding ID to see if I just put something down, but then that doesn't work with examine. Well, maybe I have to give up on the picked up the same tool twice thing. Because that's sort of creating the worst problem, right? Okay, well, so unfortunately, you're still using a little bit of that code. So we can't just reset the entire thing. Pick the same thing up. I could say if you just, well, then you'd have the int cycling thing. I did a force. Maybe do something with specific to tools. It's like force tool. If you changed item, changed what you're holding, and what you're holding is a tool, then we force a hint refresh. Just undoes the stuff I just removed. That fix that. And in general, putting it down clears your hand. I might still be able to undo this one, which is the big one. So it's this one. Now, this is specifically holding change. I think there might actually be a better place for this in general. Because there was something else that was like our holding chain. Holding ID greater than 0. This is a little bit different, actually. One is okay, this is about self. Yeah, holding changed. If greater than 0, it might be a tool. Oh, but nope, this doesn't affect the other thing. For the if I used hint refresh, it would cause other things to flip. They were talking about that. Pick up something else. Oh. No, we're not getting the drop now. This must have to do with the message and event sequence. So there is something else going on. These are player updates, I think. Oh man, where's the holding ID? Responsible ID, held yum, held learned. Object ID. Wait, PID, POID. Display object. Player ID, display object, action attempt flag. Held object ID, inner format. Oh, object ID. So action target XY. So many numbers. Player ID, player object, facing action, action target. All right, so our last thing was a 0. Oh, holding string. Ah, because it's not yet decoded. Okay, so we pick up, we put down, use. Oh, so this is my action. So I got a message with the item. So there's probably like act with the item and then it disappears at the end of the animation. So it looks like you're putting it down. So when we, that wouldn't be a holding chain. Was a holding chain. Maybe there's still a pending force tool refresh? Could we possibly get these both at the same time? We got a frame rate. Well, it was that between. New placement. Yeah, player update. There was a frame rate message that seems to say we ticked. Oh, pff. How about I reset the flag? Might be handy. Where's force hint refresh get? Somewhere at the bottom of this entire thing. So actually, that was also a problem with my. That was probably the problem with the previous attempt. Nope, we still don't lose it when putting down a tool. Did I like complete to the wrong force tool refresh? Maybe dropping a tool also sets your hint? Hmm. All right, so I think this is where we were actually better off. Well, no, this is just to know. No, because I did get the put down. It was when you picked up the same tool twice. It, person got old. Yeah, then you get nothing. Why? Why is that messing up my put down? Maybe I'm getting short-circuited somewhere else? This thing not equal to null, RID, holding change. Not equal. If the new object is a thing, I have to be missing some logic that's overriding this somehow. So when I force it, it's going to use, oh. Is this when I get the message, not when I execute? Already held as pending. Oh, okay. So that's already held as pending. So that's a deferred on that adult's queue instead. Yeah, so this might be an execution order issue. Oh, so that's if this message is held to execute later. Pushback. Pushback should execute later. So then this is the stuff, if it wasn't held and it's actually executed. We hope. Ah, okay. Holding something new, hint about it. But I want to know specifically if we are now holding nothing. What we're holding hasn't changed. Maybe action failed. If it's somebody else. So we are definitely holding something new. Oh, this is where we've already updated it and we've got our old held. So I need something like... Now, just, I don't think you can swap for a player. Players being represented as negative player ID, whereas objects are positive object, or, well, a negative value in place that would normally be the object ID. You're all unlearned, and you have no information messages, so... And I have to wait for the message to disappear. Okay, we got that. Put it down. We pick up the same tool again. We still know it. Okay, so yeah, it was weirdness with executing that code multiple times for deferred messages. Now, I wanted to play with some. I still have... I don't know if I have time to really play with this. Possibly some of the type of stuff he uses for the glow effects would work. Okay, and this is where I'd have to change my draw color. This might also be useful to get a better sense of how things look. Oh, we actually set draw. No, that's yeah. Set draw color to white. And maybe want to do a bit. So that might do like pure outlines. I think I might want something a little bit of shading to it. More like a black and white than a Oh. So it's not draw color? Didn't save. Yeah, so that just gives you outline. Which I mean, for the most part, would work. I mean, a little bit of texturing would be nice. And there are probably tricks I could do to get some sort of pencil-y effect on it, but that's maybe getting too fancy. That seems like maybe not quite. Yeah, when the black stuff is darker than that. Okay, there's going to be a couple of awkward ones. So I think I saw like a flint go by. That's not so great. If I tried to do any kind of blending effect. Does color matter for ordinary draws? I guess the other thing is there's the like drawing modes. Get into some weird effects. Oh. Yeah. The draw color does affect this. Or I didn't save again. Okay, so that just makes things really dark. So setting that to not quite so dark would get you close with maybe a little effect of detail. Huh. That's still like almost perfectly visible. But at point 1, it was almost perfectly. I mean, not perfectly visible. You can see art just dark. Yeah, the shears got a little highlight on them. Get a little bit of texturing. Or like shadow edges. Oop. Insert. You can see a little bit of the outline of the oven. I think there's almost enough color there that it's like directing to try and see the detail. I might just do this to see how it feels. So most things that need to draw set their own draw color. Sure. Hmm. I suppose one thing I could do about these frequently getting covered up by the announcements would be to actually center the entire thing. But I'm already going pretty low. All right, so that's probably what I'll run with today and see how it feels. I can probably have a anybody do Stepmania, but I probably have a slow week here and there with all the stuff going on. That did go a bit late. All right, so I am going to move this program over. Well, I guess I'm technically running some head code, but for all I know, I had a release since. Oh. Oh, well, he changed the curve, so hopefully it won't be as bad for negative scores. It would still punish you though. Although I guess if it's not like super negative, the fix is more straightforward. Anyway, there isn't a binary release to worry about. So thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody who hosted me. I'll be back a little bit later to actually play the game and see how this works out. What do we have? Yeah, I need to eat now, though. Oh, and regular schedule, which this is a little bit late for. Yeah, I probably need to go scouting for developers sometime. Looks like Zerator is doing some game dev, though. He's reworking some resource design. So if you're looking for someplace cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, and until next time.